Hello everyone, it's us, Tara and Shrima again with our fourth episode of Girls Tech Talk. And in this episode, we are going to talk about a very basic thing which is required for any Azure developer, and that is Azure Portal. So if you are an Azure developer or an aspiring one and you want to do day-to-day stuff, so Portal is something which you are going to use every day at every moment of time. So we just want to show you what Azure Portal is, what are the benefits which you can use from the portal, and how you can get the subscription of Azure. So I'll share my screen and I'll show you a bit of the stuff, like what you can do. So you have to go to my.visualstudio.com and you have to sign in with any of your personal mail ID. Once you are in the dashboard of my.visualstudio.com, you will go to benefits section and you will see this Azure, try Azure for free. So what this does is when you fill up the form, you have to give details of yourself and your credit card details, but you don't have to worry about it. You will actually get 200 free credits for the whole year. Nothing will get credited from your card until unless you provide approval for that. So it's just a validation stuff. Once you are done with this try Azure for free, you can actually go to portal.azure.com and you will see something like this. Dashboard will appear where you can actually see this one. So this will show like what is your mail ID, and your subscription details will be visible here when you will enable the subscription. And this is the one where you can actually see directories and subscription. So right now, since I don't have any subscription enabled, that is why there are no subscription details. But once you enable that free subscription, you'll be seeing the subscription here. And the most important thing is this Azure CLI window. So this is something which using which you can do the automation of connectivity of all the Azure resources. So you can create the resources, you can delete it, you can update whatsoever. So this is basically an Azure CLI command window. Sima is going to show you more of it after a few minutes, but this is something which you can use as well. And then this is the hamburger burger side where you can actually see the most frequently used resources. So it's like resource groups are there, app service function app. So you can actually use this tab for like directly going to those area. So that is what we have in the portal section. Shima, why don't you go and then you can share your screen, maybe uh, show by creating something, some of the resource groups and everything.
Thanks, Sarah. So, as you see, we are talking about Azure subscription, and from a developer perspective, what we do day-to-day basis. If I'm starting as a developer and working in an Azure project, then this should be my first day, and these are the prerequisite we may need. So you have seen like how do we got the subscription, how we log into the Azure portal. And so now you might be thinking like what is subscription? Subscription is something that is related to your cost. Whatever the Azure resources we are using for our project, that is going to tag with a particular subscription. So for example, I am using any kind of storage account or kind of any function app or any kind of VM. So then a subscription is going to take care of all the prices. And let's see in the portal, like how do we create a resource from Azure CLI? So this is once I have a valid subscription and I log in and I open the command window, it looks like this. So you can see like, so first thing is like once I have a subscription, I want to create a resource group, because then all the resources I am creating, I can logically say like, they all belong to this resource group. So it would be easy for us to find, or easy to manage also. So I would like to write a command for creating a resource. So if you see this command, so this is agent command, and what I am creating group. So the second command is group, and then we are using the create command. And what is the resource group name I am giving? That should be Gulf TikTok.
Hmm.
And region I wanted to give my, which region I wanted to create my resource. So as you know, like Azure is and cloud services, and Azure is very, at different location we have different resources. So we have to define, like, which location or which location region we wanted to use. So for example, if my project is working from West US, and all the resources I want to use, all the services I want to use are available in West US, then we are going to select for West US. And if you see, like, there is some kind of defense requirement that, that particular resource group should be on that particular location, or maybe some security aspect of can be there while selecting any location. So this is the simple command. If I just create enter, so you see that it is showing that resource is created. So this is the ID of my resource, location West US, which I already shared, managed by the information I have not specified. So that's why by default it's giving null. And name, I intended to create the resource group by this name, and I will just find it, like, whether it was created. And it will also have this property, like whether the what is the provisioning state, my state of that resource, which means that whether it was completed or the deployment failed, that is the provisioning state. We can see it here. And this is an interesting property, tags. Tags means, we can tag any kind of resource or resource groups, like, so that we can say, like, this resource group is used for development purpose, or this resource group is used for testing purpose. It is for easy to understand or
Yeah,
also manage. And
categorization.
you can see, yeah, the type of resources, type of creation we did. So it's like Microsoft resources, that's slash resource group. So
Hmm.
let's try to see, like, find, like, if it is created. So this is my resource group. And if you see this resource group, it has some overview. And here it shows the subscription ID and which location I want to create it. And there is tags. As I said, like, I have not given any tag, so it's empty. We can add this thing. We can edit and update this thing. And activity log is generally, it comes with any of the resources we create, in Azure portal. So you see, like, if I want to see, like, what are the operations happened in my resource group, or for example, this is a resource group. If I create any other type of resource, for example, any storage account or any function app or anything else, then for that particular resource, all the activity that has been done to it, means anyone changed anything, anyone have updated any of the properties, then we can see these details here. And access control, who is having access to this particular resource group, we can just, validate it. We can check my view what level of access I am having, and we can give someone else access, or restrict that particular access from there. So in this blade, this overview, activity log, access control, tags, these are very generic for any of the resources we are going to create. So for example, if I am working on the resource group, so for example, I am working as a developer and this is my first day, and I have to find a resource just to have to update anything, or maybe I want to deploy something on that particular service. Then first thing, we have to go into that particular resource group overview, and then we generally search it here, like, whether in that resources we have anything. At present, you see, this is an empty resource group, so we do not have anything. And we can create any other services here. In our next episode, we are going to have a demo, like, how do we create an service, and then and the other things related to it. But today is like how we create a resource group, and what are the things that is there in the resource group. And so I have created the resource group. So what about how do I delete it? So there is the delete command. We can also delete it from this portal, or maybe we can we can also apply click on this and delete from the portal. So basically this cloud shell, this command you can use from our CI/CD pipeline, so that if I have a pipeline created which can automatically create the resource, and in my pipeline scripts these are the commands that need to be there. But for development purpose, like when I am working with something, or I want to learn Azure, or I want to deploy something, we can also use this portal window, create and delete the resources from there. So for example, if I want to delete it, so it says like, we have to type the resource group name, and then click on delete. Yeah, so the resource group is deleted. So that's how we navigate through portal, or you see like or the same, or from the shell. So it is like based on your type of work you are doing. If you are working in pipelines or DevOps, then you would be find it very comfortable to run these commands and create it. But if you are just doing a development study for yourself and want to create a resource and then host something, then you can also opt for the portal, or maybe use this bash window. So that's for the day. And Tara, would you like to add something?
Yeah, just a last note that when if you are just starting with it, maybe you will try to do things manually from the portal so that you can understand like what all are the main necessary items details which you have to give, like for an example which Seema was showing, location, name and all those stuff. And then also try to do it using the command line, because that is what you are going to do in your project. Usually we don't use manual creation and all those stuff, so all the time it's more of a like using the commands. So try to do both the stuffs, like manual for your own understanding and using the commands for the real time project work. That's all I wanted to say. So let's tune on for our next episode so that we can deep dive on these portal resources and how we can create this. That's all we have for today. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.